Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome. Nephilim here, 7 Days to Die, day 462, Horde Night, and we are coming to an end of version 1.4. According to the Fun Pimps, June 30th will be version 2.0 dropping. And according to the sources from Fun Pimps, no, you cannot use previous saved games. So 1.4 saved games will not work. So this game will go away. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I can start over. I've built a pretty good base. It's lasted 462 days. I haven't had much in the way of, massive damage to it. I've had damage here and there, but mostly superfluous and easily fixed. When I took over this estate and rebuilt it to be my impregnable in Fortress of Solitude, it became just that. I didn't have to worry about. Oh shit! We should probably replace that. I didn't have to worry about zombies. Not on a Horde night, anyway. So, from what I understand, let's turn this off. That's 82 is the power source, right? 50? 87? We'll leave that on. Charge that up. Okay, we'll put you in here. Oh, shit, I don't have a charge. Oh, I do have a level 6. There we go. I just forgot what I was saying. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, from what I understand, there's going to be new monsters to interact with. There's going to be, which is always a good thing, new monsters to interact with. What's the gas like? We're good here. We're good here. I could probably use a refill. There's like a desert zombie who shoots and spits bugs out of his mouth or something like that at you, like the mummy from the movie The Mummy. There's going to be, I forgot what else. There's like a Yeti type monster in the cold areas, and also there's going to be, the areas in the biosphere are going to be hazardous, like the flaming forest. It's probably going to be toxic because normally in real life it is. You can't breathe that shit in. So we'll refill you. I think all my generators are up here. Yeah. So yeah, you can't breathe toxic fumes. It's not good for you. So yeah, we're going to be seeing new monsters. I'm pretty sure the areas up north that are freezing and cold, you're going to have to wear, insulated clothing. Let's look at the map real quick. So, probably like this area here, the forest, is probably going to be comfortable to live in. You know what I mean? I'm just guessing because it's a temperate forest, right? Now, I've heard that there's going to be lightning storms and big storms coming in, which are going to have an effect. But like the area here, the smoking forest, probably going to be toxic to breathe. You're probably going to get overheated. Because I remember in the original game that was something too. If you went into this area in the forest, you did get overheated. And then that's going to be even worse in the desert. This is the wasteland. So the desert is going to be hot, nasty, and terrible. And then there's going to be, the wasteland, which is probably going to be just all sorts of fucked up. Now, I was watching another reviewer of what he thought, and up here, like I said, probably going to be freezing, biting cold. I saw a guy who reviewed or saw what the Fun Pimps had put out and said he didn't really like the idea, and I kind of I'm in agreement that I don't like the idea that you have to move from one biosphere to another to achieve an end game result, if that makes any sense. I think you should be able to stick, like I have been, in this one area and then branch out at your leisure to go wherever you need to do to collect supplies and then come back home. 'Cause from my understanding, there's going to be things that, I was going to get this treasure. But, like, moving from one biodome to another biodome to achieve some type of, moving towards an end game, forcing you to dwell in areas that are inhospitable to you and make adjustments for that, I don't like that so much. Making you have to go visit these areas because there are things you need in those areas. Like in the desert here, there's all sorts of like iron and coal or oil shale down here. Not so much oil shale up here, So you have to come down here if you want to make gas. I got to come down here, right? And the wasteland has a lot of stone, and the wood here is all the coal. And the coal has some iron. There's like iron deposits. There's a lot of that everywhere. But also in the forest, you're going to find, like, there are coal deposits. You're also going to find nitrate. Let's actually. Sorry. I'm trying to zoom in. There we go. Die. Like, I think this is a nitrate deposit or a lead deposit, right? So you're going to find stuff like that, like these little lead deposits. And then there's iron ore deposits, the red dots, right? So that's stuff you're going to find in this region. You're not going to find it everywhere. But having to go to those areas and find the things you need is kind of cool. Forcing you to do it, not so much. Not too keen on that idea. But, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. This is all up in the air right now and subjective because this is just their preliminary release and what they talked about. I mean, I'm sure nothing's official yet, but yeah, you never know. And also, the fun pimps are notorious for really not putting their shit out on time. So let's not. I'm not going to fret too much about it, right? It may be June 30th rolls around and they're still working on it. So that means I get to play this game in this save game a little longer, right? But anyway, guys, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to do my Horde Night right this moment, but I wanted to talk about the countdown to the 30th, and we'll see what happens. But all in all, despite my reticence at the way that you have to, migrate from one biodome to the other, I am looking forward to the game because I really have been craving a little bit more of a challenge. There is a certain point where the game plateaus and you have achieved, in my opinion, I kind of say this with a smirk, I have achieved godhood here. I'm literally impervious here. The zombies cannot get to me. They cannot break my house. They can't do shit. I've gone through Horde Night after Horde Night after Horde Night. Somebody here? As I'm speaking, a horde of demolition guys come running over the hill. No. So, I've gone through Horde Night after Horde Night with demolition guys, with radiation people. I see nothing but radiation people now, and they just don't, because of the way I have it set up and the AI, they run up here like lemmings, and they just get slaughtered. That's how it's set up. Now, if the new game does something where the zombies don't file in like the British troops in the Revolutionary War, and then get shot from behind the rocks and trees, little history for you, then that can definitely change things. And there's something about zombies I read where they're going to be able to crawl through spaces, like a one box threat area, or one box area where they can crawl underneath it. So if they burst a hole in your base, that's all they're going to need, and they're going to crouch down and get in. So that's kind of cool. I mean, the way this is set up, they're not even trying to get to my house. They're just trying to run up here and break through this. They just want to get here to break through this because my door is over here. And or I should say, my door is right here, and I always leave it open. So they want to get in here and then get over to me and then eat my sweetmeats. But so as it is, guys, that's kind of what the update is all about, I guess. And but I am looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to see the changes. One thing that I would really like to see, but I haven't heard anything about it, is the inclusion of the fucking bandits. Now, I have heard that that's just kind of a thing that isn't going to happen. I have heard that they talk about it and talk about it, but that it really isn't going to be a thing, which is really a shame because I think that's a missed opportunity, because I do believe at a certain point the zombies are not going to be a threat, like they're not in this game to me. I mean, when I leave the house and go out places, sure, they're a threat, but I can handle them pretty regularly. I think I've only had, let's go behind the curtain here. I don't know where it shows you. Yeah, I've had 20 deaths. You know, a lot of those were very early on, obviously. Some were just stupid mistakes. But I've had 20 deaths in 462 days. So I'm really kind of untouchable. Zombies are not a real threat. I think raiders would become a serious threat. Can you imagine a group of raiders coming out here onto the street and shooting rocket launchers up at me? I mean, I'd be in a hell of trouble. I mean, because the turrets are here for sure. And a lot of this is designed for zombies. Zombies are stupid. They're going to run into the blade traps. I'm assuming the bandits are going to have an AI which is not going to let them run into this shit. And they're going to avoid the landmines, maybe. I'm just making assumptions here. And maybe they are stupid. Maybe the landmines are hidden to them and they'll run right over them. I don't know. Or maybe they'll completely avoid them and just stand out there and fire rocket launchers up at my base. And then they'll destroy my turrets, and then I gotta fucking come out here and I really gotta fight on my hands. That would be cool. That would be interesting, because any good zombie movie, if you're a zombie movie fan, which I assume a lot of you probably are, because you're playing this game, and you know that George Romero is the best zombie movie maker of all time, and that's not debatable. His villains in his movies were always the humans. The zombies were just encroaching doom. They were the inevitable doom to everything. But they really weren't the problem. The problem was always society, humans, and how they interact with each other in the face of this impending doom. And that's where I think the game should kind of go, where the villains are other people. And because you keep talking about the Duke, and he's closed off the ways in and out of the Navis game, and they constantly talk about he takes tariffs off the fucking vendors, or I shouldn't say tariffs. I think he takes protection money off of them. He offers them protection, but takes a lot of their income, right? And there you go. And I mean, even the money is called Dukes. But like I said, I have heard that it's not going to happen, and it's sort of a pipe dream. And I really hope that's not true. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of it. I'll probably film this Horde Night, and then other Horde Nights up until the end of this season and series of version 1.4. So thanks a lot for hanging out with me and watching my videos. Hopefully you'll come back around and watch version 2.0. See ya.